Hello and welcome to today's e-learning assignment. This assignment is for April 10th of 2020 and it will be looking at the product rule and the power to a power rule. So if you look at number 1 and number 2, you could see that they are very different types of problems. One has parentheses and one does not. And so the reason this is because these are mixed types of problems. So if you look at number 1, it is considered to be a product rule problem. And what the product rule states is that if you have the same base, that you can simply add the exponents. So keep in mind that there's a 1 in front of this A. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take your regular numbers, 1 and 8. You're going to multiply them together. 1 times 8 is 8. And then A is the base for the exponents 4 and 4. So you're going to keep the letter A. And then 4 plus 4 is 8. And this is the answer that you're looking for. Again, this is called product rule. It means that if you have the same base, you can add exponents together. Now looking at number 2, this type of problem is called a power to a power. And we use the rule the power rule. And so the power rule says that you're going to multiply the exponents. One thing you got to be careful about though is everything in the parentheses has an exponent to the third. So the 6, for example, needs to have the exponent 1. When it's not written there, when there's not a number there, we assume that there's a 1 as the exponent. We then take this exponent on the outside and multiply it by the 2 exponents on the inside, so that we get 6 to the third and k to the 9th. Unfortunately, you're not done. What you're doing is you're taking these and multiplying them by each one of those. But you're not done here. You want to make your 6 as a whole number as possible. So you're going to go to your Desmos calculator and you're going to type in 6 to the third. And you're going to see it's 216. Go back to your paper. And your answer you're looking for is 216k to the 9th. And this is your final answer. One thing that you need to do is make sure that you're very careful about what type of problem you're doing. Okay? And so the idea is that you're going to have to identify, do I need to use the power rule to multiply my exponents, or do I need to use the product rule and add my exponents? The easiest way to identify that is these parentheses. Right? Those parentheses indicate that you're going to use the power rule. And you'll notice that the ones that don't have the parentheses, right, are going to be the product rule. So moving forward, if you look at number 3, you should, don't forget there's a 1 there. Multiply those there, so you get 4 to the second and r to the fourth. Well, 4 squared is 16. R to the fourth stays the same. That's the answer you're looking for. Again, you're more than welcome to use the Desmos calculator if you would like, but it is not necessary if you can do the math in your head. Number 4, this one is going to be 8 times 8 is going to be 64. Always deal with the regular numbers first. And then we have P that has the same base, right? And so 3 plus 2 is 5. This is the answer you're looking for. Moving on to number 5. Again, you've got the parentheses, so this indicates that you're going to use the product rule. The base is going to stay the same. And then you're just going to multiply 3 times 4 to give you k to the 12th. Number 6, this is the product rule. So 5 times 3 is 15. X stays the same. And then with the product rule, we're going to add the exponents. So 3 plus 4 is 7. This is your final answer. For number 7, Again, it looks like you've got the power rule. So this becomes 6 to the second. And then this becomes m to the fourth. And then 6 to the second is 36. M to the fourth stays the same. For number 8, when there's not a exponent written there, we assume it's a 1. We keep 7, and we have b as the base, and 1 plus 4 is 5.